Python Commandos has injected the fun back into helldivers.
Guys, I got a fart.
We have one reinforcement, you asshole! But how good is it compared to other Warbonds? My name is Commissar Kai, and today we're going to answer that question. We'll go over each piece of kit and cover its strengths, weaknesses, and how it fits into a team. Then we'll give it a ranking based on how important it is to unlock early on in your Helldiver career. If you want to see the full Warbond ranking, check out this video. For those of you unfamiliar with how I do things, when I look at a Warbond, there are a couple of things I consider before recommending it. Namely, how many playstyles does it unlock? What kind of problems does it solve? How does the raw power measure up to other Warbonds? And what kind of synergies does it unlock? I do not consider fun as a factor, since what is considered fun is purely subjective. And this is a very serious channel about a very serious game. Did you pack us lunch boxes, medic mommy?
No!
So to solve this time-honored Reddit debate about which Warbonds are best, we'll go over every useful piece of kit from the Maxigun to the double-barreled shotgun. And since it's not actually in the Warbond, let's start off with democracy's most magical shotgun, the Double Freedom. It's a time-honored tradition to use the weapons of humanity's golden age to bring the fight to the enemies of managed democracy, even when it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And now you can do the same on your phone with today's sponsor, Wings of Heroes. Discover how Eagle One's great-great-grandpappy ruled the skies by engaging in authentic aerial combat with classic World War II military planes. You'll take the fight to the enemy with intense team play-based dogfights, or bomb the hell out of whatever had the poor sense to oppose managed democracy in domination mode. I didn't know what to expect when it came to flying a plane on my superphone, but the games were quick and fast-paced, while the controls were surprisingly intuitive and responsive. The feeling of dodging out of the way of enemy gunfire before dropping the throttle to line up a shot gave me the same sense of exhilaration I get when I'm chainsawing a Hulk in half. Improve your planes as you play with improved upgrades, custom loadouts, and your raw commitment to keeping the skies free from tyranny. Dominate the battlefield with random allies, form squadrons, or invite your friends so that you can clear the skies together. The devs also keep the game fresh with new maps, missions, and aircraft added every month. And use my code, Commissar, for an exclusive skin to decorate your personal freedom dispenser. You can input it right here. So get out there and liberate the skies for freedom and manage democracy. The DBS2 Double Freedom is a superstore item that came out with Python Commandos, so I'm going to include it as an honorable mention. This 4-gauge boomstick of liberation hits incredibly hard at 840 ballistic damage and 420, blaze it, durable damage with its buckshot shells. 4-gauge shells are absolutely massive, so it's nice that this thing hits so incredibly hard. It's got a quick reload speed, but a pool of spare shells that's on the smaller side. It also pairs this absurdly high damage with medium penetration, so it can easily blast through the scariest enemies in the game, the Hive Guard. The chunky damage, quick reload speed, and medium pen all combine to give this weapon a unique niche in Helldiver loadouts. If you want to run a support weapon that you plan on using throughout most of a mission, the Double Freedom complements these really well by giving you an immediate get off my lawn response for anything getting too close to you. With its massive damage, it's great for finishing off wounded Bile Titans, it pastes flesh mobs with just 2 volleys to their freedom-hating faces, and most importantly, it can one-tap Alpha Commanders and Hive Guard. You can also pop a charger's butt if you line up the shot just right, but it does not do well with crowds. It doesn't have a lot of spare shells, so it's mostly going to be for taking out one target at a time. Think of our shotguns as a spectrum. On one end you have the breaker spray and pray for maximum horde clear, and on the other you have the boomstick of freedom, with weapons like the M90A falling safely in the middle. This weapon is a great addition to our arsenal, and you should absolutely pick it up if you like shotguns. I only have one beef with this weapon. I don't think it should have been medium pen. I know, hot take, but a buckshot weapon having medium pen is weird, since medium pen in Helldivers is light vehicle armor. Even with a 4-gauge shotgun shell behind them, round metal balls are not great at piercing armor. Imagine if instead of medium pen, this shotgun did like 1250 damage. You'd be blasting charger butts and wrecking Bile Titans even harder than you do now. Plus, even if you missed, No, you didn't. I like shotguns having the niche of hard-hitting weapons that reward accuracy and skill expression. However, given how limited the double freedom is with regards to ammo count and the fact that it's pretty bad at dealing with hordes, I can get over it and chalk it up to a balance decision. It's a fantastic addition to our arsenal. For our first piece of kit that is actually in the Warbond, we have the new armor passive, Rock Solid. This comes in a light and heavy set in the Warbond with a medium set available in the Superstore. This passive gives you 100% extra melee damage, which is always nice, but more importantly, it gives you resistance to being ragdolled. This armor passive will let you avoid getting knocked over by Randy if you stand behind him. It'll let you tank Devastator rockets like a champ. Flesh mobs will no longer be able to knock you over unless you eat their full charge. Boob shrooms will no longer send you flying. And War Striders are significantly less annoying. Plus, your friends can no longer "this is democracy" you off a cliff after arming your Hellbomb. But most importantly, this passive actually makes the SH-51 directional shield significantly better. You can finally block rockets for your team like Master Chief did in that one cutscene. I know a lot of people like this stratagem, so having an armor passive that complements it so nicely is a win in my book. But for all of its benefits to shields of all types, it does have some significant downsides. It does not make you immune to ragdoll. Especially against the bots, you'll still find yourself flopping for freedom pretty often. Things like Hulk death explosions, Strider rockets, and cannon blasts can still knock you on your ass. Same goes for the variable, which Gundamboi was brave enough to test for us. Are you sure? Try it again. The melee damage is nice, but Peak Physique is the more widely useful variant of this passive, since it makes a lot of unwieldy weapons significantly better to handle. Rock Solid is a good passive. It's not the best, but it does have a niche with certain weapons and for people that like using shields. The Drip is also immaculate, but that won't factor into the final ranking. Next up, we have a favorite of our Rip and Tear unit on my Discord, the CQC9 Defoliation Tool. Who are we kidding? It's a f***ing chainsword. This weapon, tool, whatever you want to call it, can be difficult to use effectively in the field. So to give you all the rundown on the chainsword's strengths and weaknesses, I've uncaged our favorite feral rodent to walk you through it.
Boss is handing me the mic for a minute for me to explain to you how to make the most out of your shiny new defoliation tool. This feral monster of a machine has some of the nastiest bite in Super Earth's arsenal, and she's certainly my new favorite support weapon. I named mine Lucy. She can be the most vicious killing machine ever put into anyone's hands, as long as you know how to uncage her. So I'm here to give you the basics on how to make that happen. Let me get one thing out of the way right off the rip. Lucy is not a chaff clearing tool. She's designed for the big and heavy cuts of meat. You can use her to fight chaff, in the same manner as you can use a sledgehammer to fight a swarm of bees. Lucy needs time to chew her food, and her jaws are only so big. Do yourself a favor and deal with chaff any other way, and leave Lucy for meals worthy of her appetite. Lucy swings slow because she hits hard, and once she hits something, your swing slows down so she can go to town on it. The longer she stays buzzing, the deeper she's cutting, and the more she's stunning. Every time the swing ends, your armor piercing has to start all over again, and the stun effect stops. So, you want to keep those teeth in your victim until they're bloody shreds. You can turn with the swing to keep the blade inside your target for longer too, which you'll want to do for the biggest and chunkiest of them, so you can get every second of damage out of each swing. Push into your enemy and take any opening the instant you see it, or you might miss your chance. If you want to get the best performance out of Lucy's Jaws of Death, you need to be able to get her within reach of her victims, and that is where the mobility backpacks thrive, and give Lucy her best synergy with your loadout and your squad. I highly recommend you try bringing the jump or warp packs along with stun grenades, so you can chase down your prey and force openings for Lucy to start ripping into. Ripping your enemy's guts out in a rain of viscera isn't just democratically doing your duty, it's fun, so go have fun with it. Rip and Tear, Commandos. Mad Rat, out.
There you have it from our melee-crazed rat himself. This weapon can be good in its niche, but it requires you to forgo personal safety and embrace the absurdity of running around a futuristic battlefield with a chainsaw to get the most out of it. Now, if Arrowhead made this a primary instead of a support weapon, we might be able to make some really fun and effective loadouts with it. And I see no reason not to, since our melee divers would love the chance to drop into a mission with just their commitment to insanity and faith in managed democracy. Get on it, Command. The AX FLAM 75 Hotdog is probably the most important piece of kit you'll get out of Python Commandos. This is a backpack slot that can kill armor. That alone makes it incredibly useful. For those of you that are too deep in your crayon rations to read the wiki, fire has heavy penetration, and the damage it does scales with the size of whatever you're setting on fire, meaning it'll do more damage to a Hulk than it does to a Devastator. Having the capability to kill armored targets while keeping the utility of setting hordes on fire makes the Hotdog one of, if not the best, backpack support option available. It's so strong it can even make the sterilizer feel good to use, which is a feat I didn't imagine was possible. It synergizes best with pieces of kit that can keep the enemy at bay, by letting Uga here barbecue everything from a safe distance. Pair it with big AoE stratagems like the gas strike and gas mines, or with weapons that have a lot of stagger and push force like the Double Freedom, M90A, Arc Blitzer, or the Liberator Concussive. Because the Hotdog unlocks a whole lot of new loadouts and a few new ways to approach combat, its inclusion in this Warbond is going to significantly boost its rating. It's a great stratagem. Same goes for the ARGL 21, or the 1-2. This weapon isn't crazy strong, but it does unlock a very important niche for loadouts. It does damage on par with other reliable ARs like the AR-23 Liberator. It has 40 rounds in a mag, but its ammo reserves are on the lower side with just 7 mags in total and 4 total grenades. But the most important bit is that underbarreled grenade launcher, which fires the same projectile as the grenade pistol, so 250 ballistic damage on impact, followed by a 400 damage explosion, all at AP3. This knockout combo is wonderful for cracking clan bases or cleaning up packs of the dreaded Hive Guard after a fight. But the reason this weapon is such an important addition is it's the first primary we've gotten that is fantastic for both personal defense and base destruction. If y'all watched my previous video on loadouts, then you'll know why this is so important.
I'm a simple man, and when I see a fence, I don't want to look for the other side, so like 1, 2, there we go.
Being able to handle your green crayons while still having the option for destroying blues and clearing out bases is very powerful. Because it's an AR, it's much better at protecting your personal space compared to something like the Eruptor or Explosive Crossbow, meaning it pairs fantastically with support weapons like the Railgun, HMG, or the Maxigun. It's a wonderful little utility package, and it has some of the best sound design in the game. I mean, just listen to this beauty.
Dude, this sound design is good.
The 1-2 is a great pickup for those that, like me, absolutely despise the explosive crossbow and aren't big fans of the clunky nature of the Eruptor. It's another great addition to the armory. Finally, we have the weapon that you're all here for, the M1000 Maxigun. This gift from Lady Liberty herself hits a little less hard than the MG43. It roots you in place while firing it, and it has a little bit of an annoying end lag that will prevent you from diving out of the way of danger. But who gives a damn when you can fire 1,500 rounds per minute of medium pin death at the enemy?
You know, like, I'm starting to see there's like a really sussy ratio to air to bullet in the path that they gotta go.
This weapon is big, clunky, and a little hard to aim. But despite all of those drawbacks, it manages to find a niche in our machine gun arsenal with its overwhelming, Liberty Bell busting firepower. There is nothing in this game that feels quite as good as rounding a corner and seeing a giant mob of voteless when you have Liberty's lawnmower in your hands. The way you'll want to use it is pretty simple. Get the alien bastards to chase you, find a good choke point, and whip it out for freedom. Treat yourself like you would Gary when it comes to positioning. Just don't adopt his lust for the blood of patriots.
No, Gary!
No! Gary, you son of a bitch! Being rooted in place means you are easy pickings for things like Bile Titans, Chargers, and Hulks. So good positioning is the key to success when using the Maxigun. It's incredibly strong against squids since they lack any real form of armor and rely on the wall of meat to pressure you. But you don't care about the wall of meat when you have an 8mm pressure washer. Stingrays will fear you as democracy CSAM, and even harvesters get harvested by the wall of bullets. The Maxigun is also fantastic against the fascism. Bugs do have heavy armor, but they also have a ton of greens and blues, or chaff and elites for those of you lacking the elite ball knowledge.
Oh, I don't know what's happening, but it feels good.
The Maxigun will shred through pretty much any number of these enemy types, making the job of tackling heavies much easier for your team. Bots is the only faction where Liberty's new darling struggles, and it's mostly because of these assholes. Their shields block most of your freedom of speech and keep you from really chewing into their greens and blues. It's not bad on this front, it's just a little harder to make work. The Maxigun does have one maxi weakness. and that is against heavy armor. So to prepare y'all for the field, I have another special guest for you. Alright Gundam, tell them what they need to know.
Sorry everyone, this gun is just terrible because it has medium pen. Only if we had some kind of way to blow up the enemies. You know, some way to just annihilate them. It's almost like there's an entire classification of stratagems that this game is missing to make the game easier for medium pen weapons. Oh, but Gundamboi, I don't like to build loadouts. Oh, a new weapon. 29 Ergo and light pen. Yeah, I don't want to use that. I'm gonna go back to using the
Skill issue.
It's pretty funny that people still think support weapons should be able to do it all. Maxigun, perfect for killing crowds of enemies, but once it goes up against something like a factory starter, oh no, it's the end of the game. It's almost like something like the ultimatum doesn't exist for killing bigger enemies, or the literal iconic anti-tank grenade, the thermite, which can burn a giant hole in their nutcrack. Oh, and yeah, can't forget sentries. This is a loadout issue, because we all know the Maxigun's perfect for killing off all the little targets. This allows you to open up your loadout to bring heavier weapons from the stratagem list to take out bigger units. But I have a whole guide on this weapon. If you guys like to see it, check out my channel. Alright, back to you, Kai.
And there you have it. Rely on the rest of your kit and your teammates to handle heavy armor. It ain't that hard. The last thing I want to mention for this weapon before we give the Warbond its ranking is how powerful it can be when you use a little bit of team play. Specifically, when you get yourself a medic mommy.
Thank you, mother.
Wait. Why did that sound like a Meat Canyon cartoon? Having a medic follow you around packing your lunchboxes and feeding you vitamins turns this weapon into a weapon system. You can fire so many goddamn bullets that there is basically nothing that can stand up to it. Your medic mommy will also be equipped with EATs and other answers for hard targets, so you can safely keep your brain in the off position like a good helldiver. This weapon is undoubtedly one of the most fun that we have access to. It doesn't redefine the meta, but the sheer joy of ripping into the enemy with thousands upon thousands of rounds might just change the way some helldivers think. Maybe this gun and its limitations are what the game needed to finally get us to start working together. Python Commandos has a lot of interesting and fun tools for us to play with. The 1-2 gives us a new way of closing spawners while being a decent AR. The Hotdog opens up new loadouts and a few new ways to play with a team. The Double Freedom gives us a powerful answer to blues with our primary slot. And the Rock Solid passive alleviates one of the biggest headaches in the game. Plus, it gave us a chainsword for those helldivers that just need to be drenched in the blood of our enemies. Because of all the new ways to play, the powerful weapons and tools, and for revitalizing the fun in helldivers, I'm going to give this Warbond 7.8 armless push-ups out of 10, placing it comfortably at the number 6 spot in overall Warbond ranking, and busting Viper Commandos down to number 7. Wait, god damn it, Gundam. Thanks again to Wings of Heroes for sponsoring this video. Give them a try and remember to use my code, Commissar, to get your free drip. But until next time, this is Commissar Kai, signing out. Medic mommy, I need my uppies.
I need uppies.
Barely.
Hit me with the crack, damn it.
Oh, you want running? You want runnies? You want to go zoomies?
I want zoomies.
All right, everyone.